Introduction to the Social Work Profession, Carolyn McAllister, MSW, PhD, Professor, School of Social Work. This lecture is an introduction to the profession of social work. In this lecture, we will briefly define what social work is, discuss what makes social work different from other professions, talk about various social work degrees available, look at types of work a social worker may engage in, and discuss professional associations and credentialing. According to the Supps and Wells text, social work is the major profession that delivers social services in governmental and private organizations throughout the world. Social work helps people to prevent or to resolve problems in psychosocial functioning, to achieve life-enhancing goals, and to create a just society. There are several parts of this definition that should be looked at particularly. The first is the term profession. A profession is a career that requires a specific set of training, is different from other careers in some fundamental ways, and has its own body of knowledge. Although some states still allow people who do not have a social work degree to call themselves social workers, many states now require that a person entitled social worker have a bachelor's or master's in social work. Social workers deliver social services, which are those services that help add to the safety and well-being of members of society. These are typically very wide-ranging and may involve health and mental health, safety of people of all ages, employment services, services related to poverty, disability, and social injustice, education, and others, just to name a few. Helping to prevent and solve problems is a major function. Social workers are not just trying to fix things that go wrong for individuals, families, and communities, but to help prevent problems from occurring. This means that we don't just work with an individual to solve an individual issue, but are looking at ways to help ensure problems such as these do not occur for others. Both psychological and sociological issues and concerns are the domain of social work. In terms of life-enhancing goals, we are looking at ways that people's lives can improve on the individual, family, group, and larger societal levels. In terms of just society, social workers ultimately are working to ensure that all people are treated fairly and with respect. Social workers work with communities to create an environment where people can expect fairness and unbiased treatment. So what is social work? Again, it is a profession that primarily focuses on social justice, empowerment, and respect for others, and helping to make changes on all levels of society, from the individual to the larger social system. In particular, social workers are mandated by our profession to work with those individuals who experience oppression and are vulnerable. Our goal in working with these populations is to assist these populations in gaining power in society, which is termed empowerment. We'll be talking about the variety of ways that people may experience discrimination, vulnerability, and oppression. Age, race or ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, disability status, poverty, and religion may be some areas that come to mind for you. It is also important to know that we are a profession that is guided and governed by a set of values and ethics. The National Association of Social Workers is the author of our Code of Ethics. This Code of Ethics sets standards for practice and also helps us make decisions about how to manage ethical dilemmas, which is part and parcel of work in social services. It is important to know that these are the standards you would be expected to follow if you chose to enter the field of social work. Finally, social work is not just a one-on-one or worker and family profession. Social workers may work with individuals, but we also work with couples, families, groups, community organizations, community groups, as administrators, instructors, and as policy analysts, and local, state, and national governments. We may even be politicians. Many people are surprised to know that social workers not only work with a broad array of issues, but on all levels of society. Social workers may also choose to work on international issues, not just national ones. When looking for statistics on any occupation in the U.S., the best resource available is the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. This information was last collected on social work in 2020. For additional information, please go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics webpage on social workers. As of 2020, there were 715,600 persons employed as social workers in the United States. The job outlook for the 2020 to 2030 is a 12% growth, which is faster than average for other professions. It's compared to an 8% increase in all professions. We're estimated to have an additional 89,200 social workers by the year 2030. And it also is estimated that there are about 78,300 openings every year for social workers. In terms of projected growth, in healthcare social work, we expect a 13%, mental health substance abuse, 15%, child and family and school social work, 13%. Where are social workers employed and what is their income? To gather this data, we use the Bureau of Labor Statistics Occupational Employment and Wage Statistics webpage. It provides information on the numbers of people working in each type of job, along with the range in income in each type of practice. This is data gathered in 2021, so the numbers are a little different from those on the previous page. Please also keep in mind that this includes individuals with a bachelor's and a master's in social work. Typically, a person with a master's in social work will be earning more money than the bachelor's level social worker. I want to define, so when you're looking at this page, what the different kinds of practice are. I won't read out all the other pieces on this slide. You may want to pause it and read it for yourself. Child and family social workers provide social services and assistance to improve the social and psychological functioning of children and their families, and to maximize the family well-being and the academic functioning of children. They may assist parents, arrange adoptions, and find foster homes for abandoned or abused children. In schools, they address such problems as teenage pregnancy, misbehavior, and truancy. They may also advise teachers. Healthcare social workers provide individuals, families, and groups with the psychosocial support needed to cope with chronic, acute, or terminal illnesses. Services include advising family caregivers, they provide patients with information and counseling, and they may make referrals for other services. They may also provide care and case management or interventions designed to promote health, prevent disease, and address barriers to access to health care. Mental health and substance abuse social workers assess and treat individuals with mental, emotional, or substance abuse problems, including abuse of alcohol, tobacco, and/or other drugs. Activities may include individual and group therapy, crisis intervention, case management, client advocacy, and prevention. In terms of employers, about 18% of us work in individual family services, 14% in state government, 14% in ambulatory healthcare services, 14% in the local government, and 12% in hospitals. This chart provides an illustration of the breadth of practice settings in the social work profession. The website, Social Work Help Starts Here, is another excellent resource to look at the breadth of the social work profession. Social workers engage in practice in local, state, and federal government settings, from county agencies to the Veterans Administration. Social workers may also work in nonprofit or for-profit settings, such as community agencies or nursing homes, hospitals, or home health agencies. Social workers may also be affiliated with faith-based settings, such as Catholic Charities or Jewish Family Services. Social workers may also primarily work in an office setting, a home-based or traveling setting, or in a community-based setting. Social workers primarily work in office settings in almost any agency that works with people needing help. In some places, such as mental health or child welfare agency, the social workers working within a setting where social services are the primary focus. In other settings, such as prisons, hospitals, or schools, social workers work in settings where social services can be offered, but are not the primary focus. In all settings, social workers are working as part of an interdisciplinary team, which varies depending on the type of social service being offered. It is important that social workers be ready to work with other professions as a valued team member, offering input based on our professional expertise and using the skills and information offered by other professionals to better serve our clients. Even though social workers often are working out of an office, we also frequently are working within the community. We go into our clients' homes, we go into schools, community meetings, local boards, and anywhere else where we can support the welfare of our clients in our communities. As a profession that focuses on the individual within their system, we know that interventions may be offered in many areas of the client system. We might offer interventions to the individual and family, but we may also work with a local agency or agencies to develop programs, with communities to make changes to better our clients' lives, or with local, state, or federal governments to advocate on a large-scale change. Social workers have long been available to work with clients from a distance. Phone hotlines are a good example. However, like many other professions, we have significantly increased our work virtually with clients, offering video conferencing for mental health and other types of care. However, the bulk of our work still requires face-to-face visits, particularly in areas such as child welfare and adult protective services. Social workers also get involved in government. Social workers may become policy advocates or policy writers. They may work within local, state, or federal agencies to advocate for client populations and issues. They may also work for government office. For example, the Congressional Social Work Caucus works to ensure that social work values are being considered in policy development at a federal level. In 2022, it was currently chaired by Barbara Lee, a California Congresswoman and social worker. For more information, please go to the Congressional Social Work Caucus website. Another way to consider what social workers do is to consider the wide variety of roles social workers take. A brief description of some of the roles a social worker may engage in are as follows. A counselor or enabler empowers and helps people deal with feelings, focuses on improving social functioning by changing behavior, relationship patterns, and social and physical environments. An advocate fights for the rights of others or resources for others. A broker refers or links people to needed resources. It's a less assertive action than an advocate. A case manager blends counselor, advocate, and broker, plans, locates, secures, and monitors quality and effectiveness of services. An educator teaches people life skills, for example, parenting or budgeting. A facilitator convenes and engages members in a group process. And an organizer assists in planning for community or policy change. There are 4 main degrees in social work. These include a bachelor's degree in social work. It's the entry-level degree in social work. The master's degree in social work. This degree offers the most opportunities in the social work field. We will be discussing this degree in more detail later in this lecture. The doctorate in social work, it's a postmaster's degree and it will be discussed in the next slide, and the PhD in social work. This is also a postmaster's degree and will also be discussed in the next slide. There are 2 main degrees social workers can pursue after the completion of the MSW, which we will talk about in the next few slides. These include a doctorate in philosophy. The doctorate in philosophy typically takes 4 to 6 years following a master's degree. The primary goals of a PhD are teaching and research in social work, although some people may choose to work in administration. Very few programs focus on advanced social work practice skills. The Group for the Advancement of Doctoral Education in Social Work, GAID PhD website, offers a list of PhD programs, tips for admission, and funding opportunities. The doctorate in social work is also a little bit less in time, 3 to 4 years following a master's degree. The primary goal is teaching, advanced practice, or administration. Each DSW program is different, and there is not one standard curriculum. The PhD is typically the preferred degree for most social work education programs, as it prepares students for the research requirement to attain tenure at public universities. DSW programs largely do not adequately prepare their students to complete independent research. Finally, what makes social work different from other fields that you might have or are choosing to major in? First, it is true that there are many overlaps between human service professions, and in many agencies you may see employees with a variety of educational backgrounds doing similar jobs. There are a number of differences, however, between a degree in social work and degrees in other fields. Here are just a few of the differences. Sociology is a social science that focuses on the study of people and groups. Social work students will study many sociological theories in their education. However, they will also learn to look at the individual in the context of that group or society. Degrees in sociology can lead individuals to work in similar areas to social workers, such as case management. However, they do not have the training in therapy. Psychology is a field that studies the behaviors of the individual in the context of their relationships, families, and communities. Again, social work students will study many psychological theories in their education. Some advanced degrees in psychology, such as clinical psychology, marriage and family therapy, and others, can lead to a professional license to engage in therapy. Social workers may also work as therapists or counselors, but have also gained skills in working with communities and in thinking about the larger systems and environments that surround that individual couple or family. You're most familiar with your major, child development. In social work, we also learn about child and family development, along with the development of adults and older adults. We will utilize developmental and other theories in our work. A number of social workers will go into work with children and families in a variety of fields, including therapy, school social work, public child welfare, and healthcare, to name a few. Counseling programs, for example, those in education programs, are primarily focused on providing individual, couple, family, and group treatment for mental health disorders. Depending on where the program is housed, the student may focus on working in particular settings, such as schools or with persons with disabilities. Rehabilitation counseling is that example. Again, social workers may engage in this type of treatment, and they are also trained to look at larger social issues, to focus on persons who are oppressed, and to work towards social justice. Psychiatry is the practice of medicine for mental health and substance abuse disorders. Psychiatrists often prescribe medications in the treatment of mental health and substance abuse disorders. Social workers often work on teams with psychiatrists as case managers or therapists. Although psychiatrists are trained in therapy, many are primarily involved in the medical aspects of treatment. Human services is a generic term for people who work in the human service field. Many people who get human service associate or bachelor's degrees may do work in determining benefits, case management, or may work in direct care with clients. There's no specific training program or educational requirements associated with this designation, so each human service worker may work from a very different perspective. In the next few slides, we're going to be looking at the MSW degree and the CSUSB School of Social Work specifically. First, I'm going to give you a master's degree in social work overview. The master's degree in social work is required for a number of specialized practice areas and client populations. Some of them include requirements to practice therapy. A bachelor's level social worker is not allowed to bill for therapy. Typically, an MSW is required to work in hospital social work. Typically, an MSW is required to work in school settings. It is a requirement across the nation for you to have an MSW if you're going to work in adoptions. And it may be required for work in other specialized fields. For example, the Veterans Administration will only hire an MSW to do social work practice, not a bachelor's level. MSW programs can be completed after completing almost any bachelor's degree. Each program will have specific requirements. So if you're interested in an MSW, you will want to look at the programs you are interested in to ensure you're fulfilling the prerequisites. Programs typically can be completed in 2 years, and there are options for students working with 3-year programs, weekend programs, and online programs. The Council on Social Work Education is our accreditation body for social work programs at the bachelor's and master's level. And I put on there a link for the directory of accredited programs nationwide. If you're interested in what MSW programs are available in our local area or anywhere in the nation, please use this as a first guide in finding an accredited social work program. Without that accreditation, you may not be able to work as a social worker in any state. The CSUSB School of Social Work offers 2 degrees, both accredited by the Council on Social Work Education. The first is a bachelor's degree in social work. As a child development major, we recommend that you continue to complete that degree and not make the switch to social work, unless you determine quite early that in your academic career that the BASW would be a better fit for you. Students seeking a BASW degree complete lower division major and GE requirements, then apply to the major before they begin their junior year. They complete 2 years in our major with an internship in their senior year. We do not offer a social work minor, and typically we do not recommend a dual bachelor's degree. The second degree we offer is a master's in social work. We have a number of options to complete an MSW. First, we offer a 2-year MSW program. Students attend classes 2 days per week in the daytime and are in 16 to 20 hours of internship, typically another 2 to 3 days per week from 8 to 5. We offer 2 different 3-year programs. One is offered on campus 2 evenings per week. Students are in classes their first year and in 16 to 20 hours of internship, also 2 to 3 days per week from 8 to 5 in the last 2 years, along with evening classes. Most students in this program are working part to full-time in the local area. The other 3-year program we offer, the Pathway, is offered online through the College of Extended and Global Education at CSUSB. In this program, students take classes online and complete their internships in the last 2 years. Students in this program have some circumstance that keeps them from joining our other programs. Often it is because the student lives too far from campus to take classes there. This program is a little more expensive because all costs associated with the program are paid by the student. The School of Social Work has also partnered with the Department of Public Administration at CSUSB to offer a concurrent Master's in Social Work and Master's in Public Administration program. Students complete coursework in both programs. Although students have been able to complete this program in 2 years, it may take a little longer to complete both requirements. All of our MSW programs require 60 semester credits, while the MSW MPA concurrent degree program requires 73 credits. To gain admission into the MSW program, we require the following courses. Social Science Research Methods. Your Research Methods course in Child Development will fulfill this requirement. Human Behavior, any child development course will fulfill that. And then Human Physiology. An Introduction to Biology class or an Introduction to Anatomy and Physiology class will fulfill that requirement. We also require a 3.0 GPA. We will review applications where students have a GPA as low as 2.8 and the student has significant work or volunteer experience. So in terms of social work, we are working to have you be a member of the social work profession. Professions have 3 elements: a body of knowledge members must know, values and ethics that members are bound to respect and follow, and third, skill sets that members know how to do. The foundation and advanced curriculum sets out knowledge that beginning social workers must learn. There are 8 primary areas that the MSW curriculum covers in the degree program. Many of these areas have specific classes to learning more, but all of these 8 areas are used and discussed throughout all social work courses. Values and ethics are the base of our professional behaviors. Values are those things that we believe in, and ethics are about the moral choices we make based on the values we hold. Human diversity focuses on the differences between and across human populations. Populations at risk are those groups of individuals who are more likely to experience oppression and discrimination. Human behavior in the social environment is the study of the theories behind why and how people behave as they do in the context of the environment and societies they live in. Social welfare policies and services are those policies that are designed to improve the psychological and social well-being of people in a particular society. Social work practice is the work social workers engage in at all levels of society, from work with individuals, couples, families, and groups, to larger organizations, communities, and societies. Social work research is learning about how to engage in research, evaluate research, and use research from a social work perspective. At CSUSB, all MSW graduates will complete an independent research project. Finally, field education is the practicum that all social work students must engage in, where they are able to put their knowledge into practice and get firsthand experiences working with a variety of client populations. This also allows students to enhance their social work skills. Some important tips if you think about applying to the MSW. First, these are things that you could be working on as an undergraduate student to prepare yourself to apply for an MSW program. First, we strongly value experience in the field. We recommend you seek experience in social services. We strongly recommend you seek these experiences. We want to make sure you have hands-on experience working in areas you think you'd be interested in. Advanced degrees like the MSW are significant commitments, and we want to make sure you know you enjoy this type of work before starting the program. Here's some ideas. Internships or volunteer experience. Majors such as child development offer the opportunity for volunteer experience or internships. Take these opportunities while in the program. Work experience. If you are able to work in the field, we also recommend it. After-school programs, working in congregate living facilities, such as group homes, early childhood programs, etc., offer you a way to gain income and experience. Your grades matter. Your GPA is taken into consideration in applying to the MSW. Although the 3.0 GPA will allow you to get reviewed as an applicant, a higher GPA is to your advantage. Make sure to take the time to study and get the best grades possible. Graduate programs require a 3.0 GPA while in the program, so we want to see the academic potential to have that GPA while you're in the program. Writing is an essential skill for a social worker. We will be reviewing your writing in our MSW application. We're quite interested in the content of your writing, but we are also very interested in how you write. Make sure to take the time to develop your writing skills while you're in your undergraduate degree. Our clients rely upon our ability to convey information in writing, and we are not strong advocates if we are poor writers. Finally, attend an MSW information session. MSW information sessions allow you to better understand our application process and what we are looking for in social work applicants. Funding opportunities for MSW education. The biggest one for us is the Title IV-E or Public Child Welfare Stipend Program. This is our most significant funding geared specifically to people interested in public child welfare. This is up to $18,500 a year. It requires that you work in public child welfare for 2 years after completing the MSW, or you'd have to pay back the stipend. Therefore, there's a significant process to determine whom receives the stipend, because we want to make sure we are fulfilling the mission of the program by providing the stipend to people interested in a child welfare career. Employment-related programs, so some agencies will support your education, such as offering work hours for internship, or they may reimburse some experience. Also, there are some rare but available paid internships. Most of these will not offer enough to cover all of your tuition and expenses. In addition, you can be looking for scholarships and other funding opportunities, but these are specific ones that the School of Social Work is most familiar with. For further information, please double check our website, CSUSB.edu, our School of Social Work website, to see if you can get your questions answered. We've tried to upload information to make the process of applying to the program easier. Please attend an information session. You can attend one whenever you would like to. We do recommend you attend one right before applying to make sure you have the most up-to-date information. Take Introduction to Social Work, Social Work 2000, if you want more information about the field. It is open to all majors. Introduction to Social Work does not offer GE credit, but it does offer you with a broad information about the field to give you a better understanding of who we are and what we do as social workers. Thank you very much.